Hi, I've got Yevgeny here as one of the participants from the Oxford Summer Academy Plus course 2018. Yevgeny, tell us a little bit about where you're from and why you decided to come on the OSA Plus course.
Well, first of all, I'm Yevgeny, so as Frank said. So I've lived in Paris for 10 years, for the last 10 years. I come from a Russian-based family, so two of my parents are Russian. I was born in the United States, lived there for 5 years, went to a Christian school, speak English, and then I moved to Paris where I have continued learning French and English at a high level, with learning Russian, so speaking Russian at my house, and then continuing since 6th grade Spanish and Chinese as two additional international languages.
Yevgeny, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about applying to the UK for university, and for you, this is to start university in 2 years' time, right?
Yeah. I'm currently going to 11th grade. I'm not sure because in the French system it works differently. Well, yeah, I have one more year left until I have to hand in my personal statements of my application.
Okay, so you're about a year away from your application, but currently you're thinking about applying to do what subject?
Well, currently I'm thinking about doing engineering, so precisely mechanical engineering or technological engineering, since I have a very big passion for sports cars and the modern technology that I use basically on an everyday basis.
Yeah, and we visited a number of universities that had an engineering focus. Which universities impressed you in the UK that you think you may, in a year and a bit's time, decide to make an application to?
Mm-hmm. So we have visited about 10 universities, if I'm not mistaken. So universities that have interest me, so that have a good a lifestyle that would make me feel comfortable, a course that would help me in my interests. So first of all, I was thinking about Exeter, since it is really based on a campus life and one of their most biggest sectors are engineering. So second of all, I have thought about Southampton. Southampton looked like a very good option for me since they are first or second best school for engineering in the whole UK, only behind Cambridge, which for me was also a very good option. And yeah, so these are the three main universities that I would really look forward to going to.
Yeah, and just talking very briefly about Southampton, we went down to Southampton and we got to see a couple of really cool kind of engineering things. What do we see?
So first of all, we went to the engineering department, of course. So first of all, we've seen their artificial pool, which is basically they constructed a 138 meter long, 6 meter wide, 3.5 meter deep pool, on which they basically experiment everything that is to do with little boats. So yeah, I found that as a very, very interesting investment, since they're practically one of the only universities in places to actually have such a big artificial pool. And second of all, they have their own wind tunnel, which has been there for use for the last 60 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's quite long actually, yeah.
Yeah, and they've had many big companies, Jaguar, Formula 1, come over to test their cars, sports cars, which I said very interest me a lot. And they have been working with cyclists on aerodynamics and everything mechanical related.
Yeah, so things like that I think are quite inspiring for people, for you guys to be able to see what in 2 years' time you could be using those kind of facilities in your degree. Very briefly, let's talk about the personal statement aspect. So you've had some mentoring time with a current engineering student at Oxford University. How was that helping you kind of put together your personal statement?
Well, to be honest, I've said that I have one more year until I actually have to give in my personal statement, and for me, it was something I had absolutely no clue about. So thinking about the UK, then coming to know that I have to have a personal statement is something new to me, and having all the support that I've received from my personal tutor, who's also specialized not only in science or math, but especially in engineering, which is exactly what I need. I found it very useful to have the point of view and the help of an engineer graduate from Oxford, one of the best universities in the world. And I feel like it's been a very useful and helpful experience for me for the last 2 weeks to be able to collaborate. I mean, more like work along my tutor, which has helped me a lot through these 2 weeks.
Brilliant. Okay, and so aside from the academics and the getting the university visits, what have you enjoyed about the social side of being in Oxford for 2 weeks?
Well, of course, we can all talk about the fact that we visit universities, that have worked on our personal statements, but also, which has been a big part of my experience for the last 2 weeks at St. Edmund's Hall, was the organization and the planning by our responsible, so by you, by Patrick, by Sarah, and all the others. The way that you've planned, the way that they have constructed this course basically has been ideal. So not only working 24/7, but as well having that little bit of free time every day practically, except for visits, and having a little bit of a session between us to get to know each other. And yeah, I get to spend a little bit of time with each other instead of sitting in our rooms and basically working.
Do you think you'll keep in touch with the other people on the course after the course?
Well, yeah, surely I'll be looking forward to keep in touch with the people here, since every single one of us here has this, we all hold the same goal basically, to apply to the UK, and we have had 5 or 4 engineers as well who want to be future engineers, and having their little point of view to see their dedication, their work, and everything they put into to discover the result. Basically, in the end, it would be interesting to find out.
Brilliant. Finally, Yevgeny, would you recommend this course to anyone thinking about applying to the UK for university?
Absolutely. As I said previously, the course has been constructed in a way which is just perfect, I find, for a student. So, yeah, I've come here and I thought, yeah, we will be working on our personal statement, we've been visiting university and that's it. But after all, I've seen and I have discovered that the course, which is not that old by the way, which has been existing for 1 year.
Yeah, this is the first year.
Yeah. And to see that only in 1 year the organization and the planning of the course has just been exceptional. The way it is constructed, I feel like it's ideal for anyone who wants to have that little bit of fun and work and prepare seriously for their UCAS personal statement.
Thank you very much, Yevgeny.
Thank you.
Brilliant.